Hello and welcome to episode 48, and for this video I've come down to a coking farm in Dorset, and I'm fishing with my mate Wayne again, who joined me a few videos ago when we was at Turley.
Yep,
and
hello.
Got his son Joshy with him, so we're all fishing, aren't we?
Yeah.
So there's a few lakes here at Coking Farm and we're on Oak Lake. Pegs 31 for Wayne and 32 for myself. So quite a nice little venue, quite a nice warm day. So already fishing, just got to get the bivvy up and we're sorted. So reckon we're going to catch a few, matey? Yeah? Good.
I'll put the thumbs up.
Right,
Ready?
so let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing.
Right then guys, just going to have a little look out where I'm fishing to. Been fishing for a few hours now and it's been quite quiet. And after speaking to the guy who's fishing in the peg to me right, he's been here about 24 hours already, and he said all his fish was all coming evening time, night time, early morning, nothing coming during the day. So not expecting anything to come just yet really until evening time. Just the old waiting game in case a day fish does come. But so as you can see, fishing 3 rods and me right hand rod. I'm fishing tight to the sort of point of that island, roughly about just there, probably just a couple of feet off it, if you call that tight to the island. And then me middle rod is probably fishing probably just roughly there, or rod length off the tip of the island. And then me left hand rod is probably aiming for, I don't know, probably that empty swim about there, probably about halfway out again. There's another island to my left. Apparently there's a sandbank running between the 2 islands that's out in front of me, so sort of fishing on the sandbank that's out there apparently. So absolutely baking hot day, absolutely roasting, absolutely sweating like mad. Been contemplating putting zigs out, but haven't even seen any fish shown really. But as I say that, there was some at top just there. But I haven't really seen enough top in action or fish on top to make me swap over to zigs just yet. Have to wait and see. Right, I'll crack on with me sunbathing because it's roasting. I won't show rigs and that yet until I actually catch anything, so if I catch I'll show you the rigs that I catch on. Right then guys, about 6:30 in the evening and I've just had my first bit of action. Unfortunately it come off right at the net. Seen it, looked a good fish, mid double size I'd say. I'd swapped over to zig rigs earlier on because of how hot it's been. So I'll show you the rig that did hook a fish but not quite landed. So we got a Nash Diffusion leader down to a lead clip system, anti-tangle sleeve, 1.5 ounce lead, and then we have got 4 foot floating hook length. And what caught the fish with a bit of Enterprise tackle, fake bread. So don't know why it come off. I mean, there is a barbless hook, so I mean the hook is still pin sharp, so that's the hazards you have to suffer with low when you're fishing barbless hooks. I mean it was on a tight line all the way in, but that's fishing, so let's get it back out. There you go. Let's sandwich it in some rig foam, get it back out. Come on. At least I know the fish are taking zigs. I was just tied up a half a dozen PVA bags ready to do some recasts ready for the evening fishing back on the bottom, but if they're taking zigs I'll put it back out for a little while. Right, so hopefully I can get another one. Right guys, finally got my first fish. About 5 minutes after I lost that fish on the zig, got this 12-pound beauty on the right hand rod, cut on 2 bits of fake sweet corn, soaked in the old Hinders beetle, put up a mental fight under the rod tip, but feels good to finally have my first fish on the bank. It's taken all day and a lot of fish to get here, but finally got one. Let's get it back. There we go, we're with Joshy. He's got a roach. He's been float fishing all day and he's just caught his 10th fish. Let's have a look at him. That's a cracking roach, isn't it, Josh?
Yeah.
Hey, lucky I've got lots of water in that cradle. How many you caught? 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well done, mate. You'll be catching carp next. Right, should we get him back then, shall we?
Yeah.
Right then guys, this is a last evening update, unless any more fish come along. Josh has been replaced with Jack. You've come to do the night fishing with us, haven't you?
Yeah.
So no more fish yet, obviously, otherwise you would have seen them by now. You're still waiting for your first one, aren't you, Wayne?
Yeah. Yeah, at least I haven't lost one yet though, eh?
Yeah, but I've landed one. So obviously if any fish come in tonight, that'll be the next time you see us, because we've got the last dregs of sunlight now. The sun's just dropped down over the horizon to our right. You're about to do a recast, aren't you? Last one for the night.
Yeah, just before it gets dark.
I've recast all my rods now. I've wound in my zigs for the night and fishing me solid PVA bags back with bottom baits. So hopefully there'll be some more fish. Everyone's told us that it's fishing better in the evening, night time and first light, so hopefully that'll be the case, won't it? Right then, until next fish or early morning, that's when we'll see you next. On. So, nice middle of the night fish for Wayne.
Yep.
That's gonna tell us what you caught it on.
Yeah, it was an inline lead with a single live system boilie, really. Just one on its own, a 10 miller. And yeah, ripped off and wiped out both rods, so I've just had to redo 2 rods. But yeah, it's 11.5 pound. Nice sort of ghosty mirror. So yeah, well impressed.
Nice one.
Thank you. Let's get it back.
Morning, guys. So much for this lake, meant to be coming alive evening, night time, and first thing in the morning. Best night's sleep I ever had. Wayne had that one. When we looked at the time, it was up at 4:30 in the morning, but not a single bleep on my 3 rods. So I've just recast all 3 rods. I've put my left hand rod and middle rod out on zigs again, like I did yesterday. I've changed the hooks that are on the zigs, because yesterday I was just fishing yellow foam and fake bread. As I said yesterday, it was a fake bread that picked up that fish. But before I come fishing the other day, I bought some of the Nash zig bugs, some of the the naturals looking ones, and I've put 2 of them on. I'll see how it goes. They look very realistic, and one of them looks just like a lot of the horseflies that are flying around this lake, so yeah, that's one I've put on. And the 3rd rod I've just wanged back out to the island in front of me, just on a bottom bait solid catch cut PVA bag. So see how that goes. Didn't have the prolific fishing in the night that I was expecting from the people I was chatting to yesterday, but hey ho. At least I've had some on the bank so far. Not blanking, but did expect to have a few more fish by now, if I'm honest. It's an absolutely lovely morning, as you could probably see behind me. Absolutely lovely blue skies. The sun is up there to me right, and yeah, absolutely burning my eyes out. Another lovely hot day. Probably catch the sun again. Got a bit red on my arms yesterday, so probably going to get even more burnt today. So the lake is absolutely flat. No wind blowing at all this morning. So I'll have a quick look round with the old camera. There we go. Absolutely flat and still as you like this morning. And Wayne's over there. He's gone to chat to his mate who's fishing on the far side. Talking all things fishy and tactics. Right, here's the landowner, lake owner, feeding up the lake. Just been round and had a chat, said he'll chuck some pellet in, try and get the older fish feeding a bit. So he's currently out in front of matey's swim over there, and he'll come out in front of my swim, and Wayne swims, chuck some pellet out in a bit. Even the dogs like to go for a ride in the boat. When he come round to have a chat to me, the landowner was saying after he feeds the spots it might take an hour or 2, but he said it normally can induce the fish into feeding, so I'll give it an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, leave the zigzag for a while, and then get some rods on them baited up spots. I've just done a recast with me right hand rod. If I have a pan round, right, literally down in that right hand corner of the lake. I just had a wander down there before the landowner came and had a chat with me, and I saw signs of bobbling literally right in that corner, so I've just put my right hand rod over sort of tight to their margins where you can see those trees there on the margins. Probably got a rod just a couple of feet off that margin line where I saw the bobbling. maybe a new spot will help. Maybe this baiting up that the landowner's just been doing will help. Oh, must be a nice oily pellet. Certainly see a nice big flat spot in amongst all the ripples that the old that pellet's just made that he's put out. Alright, I said we'll give that a couple of hours, then we'll put some rods over there. Hi guys, as you can probably see by my red face, it's been a very hot day, and because of that, the action I think has, well, the action has been completely dry. There hasn't been any bleeps or anything so-called to talk about since matey baited up and put bait on those spots. Nothing's happened. So I was just thinking back to what the guy who was in the right hand swim to me was saying he caught on. He said he caught everything on sail hook baits, just single boilies. The only thing I've got so is dumbbells, which you can see in there. It looks a bit sticky because I've had them glugged for about a year in the sail hook bait dip. So I want to go all 3 rods on single sail hook bait dumbbells. And also what I've done, I've taken some of me pellet and I've got some of the stale stick mix liquid, and I've taken some of me pellets, made up a little mixing pot from an old milk carton, and I've just got some pellet and just mixed it up with the old stale stick mix liquid. Pellet's all a bit sticky, it's a bit awkward to get into a PVA bag. I've done one already. It was a bit awkward trying to get all the sticky pellets into a PVA bag, but I'm going to give it a go all 3 rods on that, see what happens, and hopefully something can happen in the last few hours that we got here. So absolutely burning up, my arms are red raw, my face is red raw, the back of my neck's red raw, but it's been in work. Right, need to get 2 more bags made up, and then hopefully that can entice something into it happening. Right, let's crack on. Alright, lovely fish.
Yep, this is me PB, 18.4, well tough with this one. Last knock-ins, absolutely stunning. £18 4 ounce. Yep, happy days.
Nice fish, mate. Well done on your new PB.
Thank you. Let's get it back.
Right, we're back with Wayne now. He's got his rod back out after that lovely ghosty mirror. Do you want to run through what happened for you to get that capture?
Yeah, basically I'm 2 swims that way.
No one's we'll have a quick look. So he's actually there.
And no one's been on this bit for a couple of days now. And not a lot's happened today. No one's really caught anything today. There's been Matt who's been fishing right over the other side of the lake, and he's him and his mate are top anglers, and they've been struggling. And towards the last bit of the night, I've been hearing fish crashing out over in this bit over here, over in this bay here. And I tied up a couple of Carp King's solid PVA bags, their speciality. And yeah, I thought I left it and sat down here with nothing here, with me rod still out over there, for a good 20 minutes, and I was watching quite a few fish crashing out and coming out. One up against the margin to the right there, and one to the margin to the left. So I put a bit of salt in the bags and I casted them out onto the spots. Luckily for me, my casting's not amazing, I'm still learning, it's all a learning curve. They hit the marks exactly where I wanted to. Fish were crashing out over the top of the areas, I assumed the right rod would have gone because that's where all the fish activity was. The left one, well, for about 20 minutes, 15 minutes, the bobbin was up, down, up, down. I didn't know whether to hit it, I didn't know whether to leave it. Then the second rod was doing exactly the same, and we thought the line was snagged around it, but in actual fact it wasn't. It must have been a separate fish. And in the end, I seen a rod tip going, got into it, and I would have said it was about £2, £3, coming quite easily. Got it near the rod tip and then it went, and we realised what it actually was. So yeah, happy days.
It was a strange bite, wasn't it? Give you more like a sort of a bream bite, didn't it?
Yeah.
To begin with.
It was a drop back, then it went up, and then it went drop back, and then it sort of hovered, then it was one bleep. Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah, well done on your PB, mate.
Thank you.
And Jack's been fishing well, haven't you, mate? How many roach you caught today?
7.
Wow, nearly as many as Joshy. But I think your ones were bigger, weren't they?
I got one fish 3 times.
The same fish 3
One
times,
fish.
did you?
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Right, I'll jump into shot now. So we're going to pack up in a minute. I mean, we've probably got about half hour of daylight left. I think that's more or less it now, isn't it? We're going to pack up and go home.
Yeah, all the bivvies are gone, everything's ready to go in the car.
Yeah, the only thing that's left out now is the rods, so we're going to call it a day there. Thanks for watching this episode. Has been a bit of a hard session, but as Wayne was just saying, Matt, who was fishing over the other side, as a regular here and a bit of an expert on this lake. He normally catches loads, didn't you say? And even he's struggled, so if the people who know this lake like the back of their hands are struggling, then
They sort of think with the way it is in the weather we've had, it's starting to go in the spawning.
yeah.
And the fish, from the signs that they've been sort of showing, are telling them, because they know what to look for, that it looks like that's what's happening. So yeah.
So, yep, if you'll take fish going into spawning mode as a bit of a slow video, then
Oh, we're rubbish, but yeah.
yeah, no, we're not rubbish. I'm definitely not rubbish. Alright, anyway, so that was a nice fish to end the video on.
Stunning, yeah.
So, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Right then guys, we had just filmed our goodbye bit, saying we was about to pack the rods up. That was it. I have packed my bank sticks and my alarms away. My rods were just laying on the ground as I was packing up my few odds and ends. And this 14.5 beauty raced off. Very lively. Yeah, taking on the old cell dumbbell. Oh, so I'm happy with that. Oops, about to flip. So I'm very happy with this fish. Means I've got a fish both days while I've been here. Now we are about to pack up and go home. Right. Right then guys. Oh, after what I thought was going to be the goodbye bit, and that was it, all over. Finally managed to get a fish today. Has been absolutely hard going with sort of fish not really showing, just the odd fish crashing out here and there, and thought was on for a blank today. But now I've got one today, and a nice fish at that as well. I'm happy now. So, been absolutely nothing all day, and then like within a space of 10 minutes, Wayne had one and I had one. It's hours fishing like that. You can wait all day for a fish and then 2 come at once. It's mental, isn't it, how it happens like that, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you helped me out again, didn't you, with landing it and doing the photos, didn't you? So good lad, cheers for that. Cheers for your help, mate.
That's okay.
Right, I've still got 2 rods out, so it might go off again yet. So, unless it does, this is the goodbye bit. Right. The pause for the right rods to go off. No, it's not happening. Alright then, so that is it. As soon as I finish this bit, the rods will be coming in, and that should be it now. Alright, thanks for watching, and finally, I'm glad I ended on a fish.